What's up guys, Hades here. We need to talk about the new meta because we had a massive fire meta, and after the hot fix, fire is nearly useless, okay? I'll explain what happened. When you have coercive power on Seondeok, she would ult 4 times, right? She can proc her ultimate 4 times and you get the 200 regen every time the ultimate procced as intended. But apparently it was too strong, so they changed it so it can only activate 1 time. Now coercive is just a general no limit skill, good on any carry. Getting 200 damage back and then doing 60% on your next ultimate is just really strong on everyone. But what that does is it rebalances fire and makes Seondeok almost completely useless. So we need to talk about the new tier list because the meta it was extremely balanced and there was tons of variety, and now there's not. First and foremost, there are 2 teams that have risen above all the rest, and they need to go to the top of the list. It is Mage carry Loki and Mage carry Himiko. They are completely imbalanced. There is no way to stop them realistically unless you have the same team with more stuff. Fire is now in the absolute dumpster, and I will show you a few reasons why. It's just bad. You can make it really developed. It's gonna beat a good amount of things, but if you want to fight anything in the top, it's useless now. It has no value. I need to update the carry list too, because I put Himiko A and that was wrong. Seondeok is now very, very low. Probably somewhere in the B tier. Himiko is still top tier. I'm actually gonna put Loki 1, Himiko 2, Wukong 3. I think these are the top 3 in KVK and just in general. And these other ones are kind of just more for potential, right? They have a lot of potential. They can be very strong. I still think Alex is very good. I like Alex. And I'm going to move the rest of these up. Okay, so now that we fixed that, let's dive into some reports because the reports kind of tell the story. First of all, some context. We have nobility, right? Some Lord Honor. What are the top players using, right? These marches, having high Lord Honor means 2 things. 1, they're fighting a lot, and 2, their march is highly effective. Icy Coffee is stuck in our starting zone in this area, and he can't leave. But we have to deal with him or her constantly. We have to deal with this player constantly. And here's a report of Icy defending, right? I'm currently using a con team, and obviously I just don't do anything. I've hit him many times with Himiko, with Khan. Even the fire team did nothing into this. This team just has too much defense. You can't wound it, you can't damage it. I only did 5 mil somehow in a minute, which is unbelievable. And you just lose, right? Look at this infinite firepower doing 41 million damage. The only way to counter this is to have a mage with equal power with infinite firepower, level 8, and having life protection. Now, it goes further. There's a new skill that a lot of people are using that does also change this math, and it is Heart of Arcana. When you increase magical damage by 35% as an aura, meaning you're boosting your allies' damage by 35% without them holding anything, plus the supports can now hold battle excitation, increasing their damage by a percentage and increasing their energy regen at the start. All of these things combined make Magic just the best. There is no equivalent to infinite firepower. Battle Frenzy is close, but it's not even on the same level. 350% almost on average every 6 seconds, because you're gonna get it half the time, right? It's actually a little bit less because it's 60%. But increasing your energy regen plus 350% is just so high. This is like Cleopatra ultimate. Plus, a lot of them have life protection in the back, meaning you're more safe than ever, you do more damage than ever, which all leads to mage meta. Now, this is a fringe case, right? I'm fighting one of the top marches, 750,000, and mine's only about 680, but I have a lot, right? My con's no slouch. He's getting 50% bonus with 3, has a perfect artifact, max gems, everything, right? But what happens if you fight someone who doesn't have quite as much? You can see here, 620,000. Okay, this is the same team except they swapped Himiko for Loki. Now, this isn't even close to max. It's 21% crit rate, 3-star, silver. Could be way stronger, right? And only level 1. But all you need is the 2 boosting skills. These boost you to 100% and 100% plus coercive. And this is what happens. 70 million in 50 seconds. Wiping 3 players. And I barely won with the front line has 5,000, back line has 3,000 less. Still can't win. Or I mean I win, but just barely. And then I have a solo attack, and we're gonna watch this one. But I even have Fighting Master. I thought Fighting Master would counter Himiko harder. But now you can side assist and still hold Fighting Master on your con or your carry, and then you can't be put in the realm. But it doesn't matter. Look at the stats. 70 million in 1 minute. And there's not even firepower here. It's just full damage. The specialization's not high. The artifact's not high. None of these characters are high. I have way more power. You can see here. I have 60,000, almost 60,000 more power. We're gonna watch a replay just so you can see what's happening. You'll notice in these tank versus single carry matchups, a lot of nothing happens. You can see both our carries have battle stance. They're just kind of sitting there waiting. And then once they build up, they're gonna pop a bunch of damage at the same time. And then the fight will end very quickly after, once they do a couple of ultimates. Because they'll ult with a huge percent boost, and then they're gonna cycle their ult very quickly. You can see now my support is in the realm, meaning I'm not getting healing. And then right there, boom, that was a crit, and I die in almost 1 hit on the support. And then my con's low and the game's over. It's that simple. This is why I put Himiko at the top. This is why mages are at the top. If you don't have a few of the mage counter abilities, you will be losing all the time. And of course, this fight's just over. So what can you do? There's only a handful of options, and they're not very good. Okay, I was using resist because that's all I have. This is not a good option. Okay, it was kind of a spur of the moment switch to it, but against someone who doesn't have infinite firepower, it doesn't matter because you're not attacking for the first 20 seconds, and resistance lasts for 18 seconds. It's not an answer. So people saying just put resist, no, it does not work. The only serious option there is, and it's still not very good, is Jade Barrier. This is one of the very few options you have, okay? It increases, it decreases the magical damage you receive, and it applies a 300% shield to 3 allies. Now, the problem with this is it's only a 30% chance to apply, and that's good in a scenario like this, when a bunch of infinite firepowers are hitting you. You have a good chance to block the next one, right? Because it's a 300% shield versus, it's approximately the same. Now, where it doesn't really work very well is against something like this, where you're getting hit one singular time by the ultimate. And after that lands, you're gonna have a shield, and then it's just a magical shield, and the only magic damage you're taking is from the ultimate. Now, if the ultimate goes quick enough where it activates and blocks, then it would be decent. But if they don't have infinite firepower, it's not nearly as effective. But that's one of the very few options you have. Now, the other option you have is almost everyone's running crit rate. How do you deny crit rate? Well, there's kind of two ways, right? I recently switched this from resist to malice. You need more resilience, right? You can put resilience into your gems on the back. You can add resilience into your artifacts if you have that available. You can do resilience in your specializations, right? In the specialization tree, most of them have this resilience value, so you can boost the resilience value. Final option is collecting a hero that has resilience rate increase, and that would be Bjorn. Bjorn was a really nice counter to fire. It's a good counter to these crit rate artifacts. If you have Bjorn and all the other options I just listed, these are all things you can do to improve your damage and damage dealt, essentially. But yeah, we're in a mage meta. Everything that I mentioned is going to play a huge factor. We have the new skills, life protection, protecting infinite firepower. We have the Heart of Arcana right here. And all of these things combined with the nerfing of fire and the fact that double tank counters hybrid, there just isn't really a good counter to these mage teams right now. These two are kind of the best, and they're really not, like, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive compared to these, right? Earth Dragon's free. YSS is super free. Himiko is very cheap and like semi-free. And of course you would have to purchase 2 Chaos, which is not cheap, but the dragon alone as a Holy or Shadow max is very, very expensive. So yeah, if you guys like me keeping you up to date on the meta, let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next one.